This little light of mine, it's one of my absolute favorite Bible nursery rhymes growing up. I remember singing it all the time. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You guys all know it. Let it shine, let it shine. It's so simple and so true. Today I want you to talk about how you can let your light shine. You are a glowing representation of our Lord. He is shining through you. That's your entire purpose for being here. If you really dig into the Bible, our number one reason for being as Christians is to what I like to affectionately call grow up baby Christians. And that doesn't mean babies, it does mean our children, but it also means just people in general, people who are new to the faith, to bring people to the faith. And I know that's so much harder for some of you than it is for others of you. There might be those of you out there who are like me. You wear the shirts that say Faith, Family, Fitness. You get out on social media and you preach and you talk and you have no concerns at all with sharing who you are and that God is number one in your life. And there's those of you who that's not the situation. And it could be because of past wrongs. It could be of how you were brought up. It could be that you are ashamed by your faith because of how you were brought up or because of something that happened to you. Most of the situations in life where we have these blocks, it is because of a childhood trauma. It started young in life. And I wish that I could reach through and hug you and tell you that it's all going to be okay and that you're worthy and you're enough, and whatever happened, whether you are cognizant of it or not, our God is bigger. And it's okay that you're having a hard time sharing your faith. Not everybody has to preach. Not everybody's made to stand up and talk about Jesus all the time. And I will tell you, it's been an evolution for me. I wasn't always like this. I was always very confident in my faith, but I didn't always share it to this manner that I do now. But you need to start, and it could be absolutely small. When's the last time you talked to your neighbor about Jesus? Neighbor being somebody who's physically next to you in terms of living, or somebody at work, or a friend, or anybody. When's the last time? You can start small. Work it into conversation. When somebody's talking to you about something that's rough in their life, ask if you can pray for them. Ask if they've thought about talking to Jesus about it or praying. Give them ideas of how you do it. So I was at dinner the other day and we were all talking, and there was a friend of mine who was talking about looking for a spouse, and I was talking to her about writing it down and making sure she's very clear in what she wants and things like that. And another friend of mine, she's like, pray about it. I love it. I'm giving her all of these ideas as the health coach, and my friend's like, pray about it. And I don't necessarily know if this woman was a Christian or not. So it was great that my other friend was just like, right in there, you got to pray about it. Little easy things like that. We cannot hide our light. We are meant to let those lights shine. In that song, it says, all around the neighborhood, I'm going to let it shine. And that's what I need you to do. Listen to this verse. And I love it. This one's in the Message version. We haven't done a lot of Message version, but it's one of my favorite versions for like inspiration. So look it up in other versions as well. This one says, Mathew 5:16, now that I've put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. I love that. Keep open house. Can you imagine that? Inviting people in to talk about Jesus. Be generous with your lives. Give of yourself. Serve others, but always do it through the lens of Jesus. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up with God, this generous Father in heaven. I'll say it again. Now that I've put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. Be generous with your lives. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up with God. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up to God, this generous Father in heaven. Listen, our job is to tell people about Jesus. The Lord's job is to bring them to the faith. You don't have to convert people. You don't have to make people follow Jesus. You just have to talk about him. You just have to shine that light, and then he's going to do the rest of the work. And you never know. You might be the 5th, 6th, 10th, 20th person to talk to them about Jesus, and you're the one who finally, after all of those touch points, makes it stick. So just let your light shine. Open up to letting people see what's inside of you. So right now, journaling about how can you let your light shine? Think of some ways. I bet things will pop up in your mind right away. I should have said something to Billy at work when he said this. I should have I should have mentioned that when that person was weeping on the side of the road that I walked by and I just kept on walking, I should have walked back and said, hey, can I pray for you? Think about ways that you can let your light shine. And if it's not too painful for you, go back and try and figure out, let God talk you through it, why you're not. What's the block? What's stopping you? Is it something that happened? Is it family? Is it, why are you ashamed? Why don't you feel like you can share your faith? 2 great things to journal about and think about. And then if you can put those into practice today, it's a great thing to do as well. Let your light shine.